Hello, my name is Bill, and today it's all about great guacamole. I love guacamole and I don't like the pre-made stuff you get in the grocery store. Guacamole needs to be chunky, not like it was made in a blender, and it needs to taste fresh. You know, the pre-packaged stuff, you've got the flavors of the preservatives. You know, obviously that's why it's green instead of brown. And so you really want to make it fresh. I know there's some stuff that's halfway decent in the store, but this is the real way to do it. I prefer to use Hass avocados. We'll talk about that a little bit in a second. But guacamole goes on anything. I put it on burgers, you can put it on eggs, you can put it in your wraps. You know, you could bake some fish or chicken and just put some on top, just for flavoring. It's not just for Mexican food. I have a really easy recipe that you're going to enjoy. So let's get started. First of all, I need to squeeze a little lime juice. Trusty knife. And my trusty lime and lemon squeezer. This thing's great, let me tell you. It's the best one I've ever found. I've got a link below if you would like to order one. They're really inexpensive. They really save your hands. Works better than any other kind of hand squeezer or electric squeezer. Okay. So this is a pretty good lime, so one lime should do us. I always cover it so I don't splash myself in the eye. Okay, out of here. So now I've got the juice of one lime. I'm going to set down over here. Now, I get asked this a lot. How do you prep the avocados? I'm going to show you. I'm going to do 2 avocados here for you. I'm going to take this avocado. I'm going to hold it steady. Just want to start to cut through the skin. I'm going to roll it. Opens right up. See the pit in there? So all I do, pops right out. If you're afraid to do that, you can scoop it out with a spoon. That's surely a safe way. And now what I want to do is I want to quarter these. For this. Okay. Put that aside. Do another one. Hass avocados have, you know, the rougher skin. They're a little less watery. I think they have a little more flavor to them. And I just they're better. I mean, I've eaten Florida avocados plenty of times, but I think the Hass are really cool. So all you gotta do, you're gonna peel it. It's pretty easy. Cut one open. Oh, got a little bad spot. We can come back and deal with that before we mix it up. And obviously if it's all brown, we're just going to chuck the whole thing. But I think that this looks pretty good. It's got a soft spot here too. Probably where I dropped it on the floor. I didn't really drop it on the floor, but I'll take the blame. Okay. Just make sure you have clean hands, especially when you have a knife in your hand so that you don't slip. So I've got a little butter knife here. Anything I don't like, I'm just going to cut out. Oh yeah, these look pretty good. One part usually always has where the seed was, so I just cut that off. So like I said, I love avocado. If it's really hard, obviously you can't put it back in the refrigerator and wait for another day once you cut it open. But sometimes if it's just a little hard, put it in the refrigerator after you make it. The lime juice will break it down. if I have one that's like that, sometimes I'll think, well, what am I making? If I was planning on making guacamole like to put on chicken, I'll just slice the avocado up and I'll bake it on top of the chicken, so baking it will soften it. So you have lots of options. So, got some avocados here. The easiest thing to do is you take a butter knife and you just kind of cut it up. Just kind of slash it into pieces. Because I want chunks. I don't want this to be all like it's been through the blender. Especially because this is a really good avocado. You know, the thing that stinks is whenever you want to make guacamole, they never have good avocados in the store. So how do you tell a good avocado? Well, it should be dark in color and it should be nice and rough and bumpy. Once you buy it and it's got a little bit of give to it, you don't want it all mushy. You can put it in the refrigerator and actually it'll slow down the process, so that it's be good for a couple days. I've had people tell me longer, but I find that you don't get more than about 3 or 4 days. Alright, so instead of talking, I need to be making this. So, what's really important is we get some lime juice in there because we don't want the avocado to turn brown. So I'm going to put about half this in there. I'm going to add a little red onion. Don't need all this. It's only 2 avocados. I never know until you cut it open how much I have to cut off, so I want some extra here. And I've got some chopped fresh or minced fresh garlic. I need about 2 cloves of that. And I think to make life a whole lot easier, I take some nice chunky salsa. This is like my favorite. You can get, whatever you like, mild, medium, or hot. This happens to be medium. Someone took all the effort to cook this down. It's got lots of flavor in it. So I'm just going to dollop 2 big tablespoons or soup spoons on top of here. And it's just going to give it the flavor that if we sat here and made like a pico, like with the tomato and garlic and stuff. But this just saves you some time and effort. I've got the pieces chunked just about how I want it. And there's still a little lime juice on the bottom, so I know I'm good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I want to put some nice fresh cilantro on here that I just chopped up. Doesn't take much. And unfortunately, yes, you do need to put a pinch of salt on here because you really need to bring out the flavor of the avocado. Now, because I did put salsa in it, I'm sure it does have some kind of, so literally I'm going to just rub a little bit of salt between my fingers and call that good. Mix this together, make sure it's still on point. Now I'm actually just mixing and looking for big chunks so I can get away with a fork. Get it mixed together. Okay. So last but not least, this is optional. I do really like it. But I've got a jalapeno here that I've seeded and chopped up. I'm just going to put a little of this in here. I'm not sure you need the whole thing because it is a small batch. Yeah, about half, a little more than half. So, the thing I'm going to do now, we get this all incorporated. I've got the last of the big chunks broken down. And I'll tell you a secret, if you have one avocado that's a little softer, that's okay. You can have a little mushy stuff in there too, as long as it tastes okay. And then have the fresher, just the bigger chunks mixed in. It'll be perfectly fine and no one will notice. Because I hate putting avocados to waste. So now the important trick is, I need to taste it. I'll get a little piece of here. Ah, looks so good. The key is, I need to be able to taste the lime juice. That's really important, because you need enough lime juice in there to keep it green. If I were going to put this in the refrigerator, all I'd have to do is just drizzle the rest of the lime juice on top of there, and that'll keep the top nice and green. There's just enough salt. This is something that's great to enjoy with either corn or flour tortilla chips. I like Fritos, but you can do whatever you want because those scoops work really well. So really, that's it. This is fresh. This is beautiful. I just think that you can see that it's kind of nice and chunky. It's not all broken down, so you can really taste all the flavors. Everything's, got some there's real pieces of avocado in there. Now you see it, you can see how much different it is than the guacamole in the grocery store. And let me tell you, once you try this, you're never going to go back to that mushy stuff. Well, like I said, I got to get back to eating this, so I hope you enjoy it. Please comment and let me know. And of course, like always, subscribe, ring the bell. But I do like to have your comments, what you think about it. And I do listen, I do respond. So have a good day and enjoy.